Aloha, friends. How are you today? My name is Ameera Atlantis, Healer. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. I felt to do a little update, a little energy update, and talk about Saturn moving into Aries and what that means. Now, I'm no astrologer by trade, but I do understand energy and I do understand the basics of astrology and how planetary movements affect us. So I'm just going to give you my little rundown on what this transition, the Saturn into Aries coming out of Pisces, what this means and how it correlates to what I do best, which is help people with their multi-dimensional aspects, help with karma clearing, help with integration, and ultimately help with your personal ascension. I do this in a couple of ways. Atlantean energy clearings. I'm very connected to the kingdom of Atlantis, the Atlantean wisdom and philosophy, including the Atlantean 13 chakras, which, by the way, that knowledge was given to the Atlanteans by the Lemurians, and aura, helping people energetically clean, clear, open, get familiar with their auric field with your sacred space, and then how to connect to your light body and your oversoul. So all these things kind of work together. And of course, when we go through big planetary shifts like we are going through right now, this is really the end of one era and a beginning of another. We had Pisces, Saturn in Pisces since like 2012. I have Saturn in Pisces right at the last degree, 29 degree, which according to astrology is like the master degree. This is where I personally have come to master my karmic lessons, to really like supersede, and transform and move into a new dynamic with Saturn at that degree. Saturn is the spiritual teacher, of course. It's the one that will ask you to work hard to pay attention to yourself, pay attention to the karma that you are creating, the karma that you have maybe brought in with you. And Saturn is also very related to Archangel Metatron, who is spiritual teacher and a guide of mine, someone I'm very personally connected to. In my opinion, Archangel Metatron is the strongest and most powerful archangel as far as assisting us in action and helping us manifest. And really even in helping and balancing our masculine and feminine, because Metatron really carries that grandfatherly presence, that divine father or grandfather that won't let you get away with anything, will hold you accountable, but does so with a great amount of love. Saturn, the planet Saturn, is considered like a lower aspect of Metatron, like a lower vibrational type of aspect of Metatron. And, everything has an opposite, right? Everything has a polarity or a contrast. So when you advance through your spiritual lessons through Saturn, you actually go into the energy of the Hierophant or the nine card in Tarot, the great spiritual teacher, the holder of the Akashic records, cleaning your own Akashic records, known as Metatron. So Saturn in Pisces started 2012, and because Pisces holds karma, holds all the attributes of all the other signs, this last 13 years or so has really been about cleaning house, about all of us cleaning our spiritual house, cleaning out our records. Now, many of you incarnated with what I call turbo karma. Supersized karma, not only karma that you have, brought in from other lifetimes that this incarnation of you has literally lived in and lived through. Also, but also you brought in and agreed to transmute karma from your other aspects, your other simultaneous aspects. And because I've been doing past life regression therapy and clearing of people's records, helping people connect to their own energy, their own aspects, and pull in their own soul information from the Akashic through regression therapy. Um, these past years have really been about those of us who have been doing our personal work, our shadow work, who have agreed to transmute for those versions of ourselves, those simultaneous versions who aren't able to do it on their own. Remember, your oversoul is looking to ascend. Your oversoul, the totality of your oversoul is looking to reabsorb or reconnect with as many of the aspects of you, the other versions of you who are still hanging out somewhere, either on this earth plane or some other universe or planet or reality simultaneously, that really are ready to be healed and return up to the totality of your soul, your oversoul. And they're looking to you, they're looking to you, and you've made an agreement to help them with that karmically, to help take on some of the energies, the creations and miscreations that have happened through these other aspects. For me, for instance, for me, um, I have an aspect of my soul that did some pretty terrible genetic experiments in an incarnation of Atlantis. So not only do I have the priestess version of me, of Ameera, who did wonderful things for in the great kingdom of Atlantis and served very well and benevolently. I have this other aspect of me that was doing genetic DNA experiments on creatures, melding them together through mind control to see what would happen for an outcome in the name of science. And when I remembered, I had a download of that. Like I had a walking, talking remembrance that I had lived in an existence. I'm in an existence somewhere, and that part of my soul that recognized that it miscreated through that type of an act. That's part of what I am here to heal and transmute through my karmic connection to that being. Restitution, I guess, would be a good word. My acts of service, my dharma, your acts of service, your dharma is coming, is enabling you to tap into these other aspects of yourselves, whether you're conscious of it or not, and heal them through passive aggression, through shamanic work, through meditation, through just raising your consciousness and your vibration. So that's what's that Pisces and Saturn and Pisces era. So much of it was about that, um, um, about healing and about course correcting our own inner timelines. We are also doing that with our ancestors. Many of you have chosen to take on the karma and heal the karma of your, direct family lineage, not only your starseed lineage, but your direct family lineage, your ancestors. And you're creating something new for your ancestors to reincarnate into. Okay. So that's a lot, right? As multidimensional beings, as multidimensional cosmic super beings, that's what we're doing, which is really incredible and amazing. But, along with that comes these programs and this guilt and the shame and all these lower vibrational, lower chakra energies that along the way we get to work through and address and can often keep us trapped, keep our frequency low, because shame and guilt are some of the lowest vibrational energies. I mean, they're the lowest a living person can experience. So, as we have worked very diligently on our shadows and on those parts of ourselves and on these karmic connections, you may not even be aware that you have, but your soul knows, right? That's what the whole past era has been about: accountability, about really going in deep and getting real with our wounds, getting real with our soul history, and transmuting that, transforming that to send those parts of us up back up to the creator, back up to our oversoul. So if you have felt, these last weeks, we've been in that last degree of Saturn and Pisces. If you have felt like extra tired, irritable, a lot going on, that is the shedding and the transmuting that is happening through you as you're finally clearing and releasing these other aspects. Like that's hard work on the physical body, right? That's hard work on the spirit. But the benefit of this is going to be as we have entered Saturn into Aries, which just happened a day or two ago. This is a whole new era of teaching and learning and tuning into the self and going deeper into our own single soul sovereignty. Single soul sovereignty means that no other soul, no other version of you or no other version of some energy that wants to be with you or wants to be within you, okay, that you are agreeing that your channel of light, your connection to the divine will be that stream of consciousness that is authentically yours, you in this incarnation, okay, your divine connection, your soul stream that comes from your oversoul descends down through your light body, connects to your aura in your body and your physical body. Like that activation of your single soul is going to become much more prevalent and stronger because you have done this previous work. So service to self, taking care of the self, the I am, comes with Saturn and Aries. But there's also that aspect of us that is the divine teacher, the Hierophant that will be in service to the planet through our being in our deeper self-authority, our sovereignty, and our self-accountability. Because let's face it, as sparks of the divine, okay, you were born to be in your own authority. No king, no queen, no president. Okay, no, nothing and no one else has dominion over you and your energy. This is meant to be you coming into your own and owning your own queen or kingship or whatever you want to call it, right? And fully unionizing and harmonizing with the potential of the divine spark of light that exists as you and not having to experience so much contrast. Life is about contrast, right? The opposites, up, down, black, white, gay, straight, good, bad. We have been and done it all. That's part of the creative process, the exploration of the creative process that we get to have in our physical bodies and in this earthly realm. It's part of our free will. So this next era is about you and I moving deeper into our free will mixed with divine will. It's about total accountability with ease and grace, like really knowing and understanding cause and effect, and how maybe not to step into that cause and get the same effect, making new choices. This aligns with also um, Atlantis and the course correction of the spiral of Atlantis and Lemuria, that bridge that is being built between those two realms, that bridge of consciousness, and that alignment of reversing the spiral of Atlantis and creating a new outcome. That new outcome first has to come within us, right? We are the microcosm to the macrocosm. That's what we are. No one's coming to save us. Nobody. If you're still looking for some kind of political figure or authority figure, if you're still attuned to autocratic leadership, thinking that, these political beings, these leaders, these even other teachers and healers out there, going to fix it for you, going to bring it all back to the self and recognize that the unionization of our masculine and feminine, for sure, the unionization and harmonization of us with the creator is really what is going to set you free, me free, and ultimately ripple out and affect other beings on this planet. Okay. So this next phase, I think it's something like 8 years that Saturn is in Aries. Um, we're going to go through a lot of stuff as a collective. The world's still going to go through a lot of things, a lot of hardships. I wish that we could wake up one day and it's all going to be better. A lot of people teach that. I don't. We still have a lot of work ahead of us. Um, the work as multidimensional cosmic superheroes is that of those like you and me, people like you and me, who know that there is no death. Okay, we know we are eternal and we know how strong we are. We know how capable we are. And we know that the more that we release those different layers and levels of entities, of intrusions, the more you take care of your auric field and generate your own frequency free of absorbing these other energetics and influences and even beliefs and patterns around you, the more you create that conduit, that channel of light, of divine source, that divine eternal presence that shows up in this reality as you creating the new earth, Atlantis and Lemuria. So I hope that helps you. If you wish to book a session with me, comments in the link. You can find me at ameeraatlantis.com. Also, I have just released my ebook and learning course, Activate Your Atlantean Light Body and DNA. It's a beautiful ebook with about 9 hours of videos, video teachings that go along with it. It's a go at your own pace experience and designed to, we'll talk about all the things we've talked about here, plus the 7 sacred laws of Atlantis, the Mer people, the influence of the Mer people, and really how to create that triad between your aura, your light body, and your oversoul to help you with all things ascension oriented. Sending you all oceans of aloha. Thank you for allowing me to express myself. And I wish you all the best as we start this new fantastic era of Saturn in Aries and beyond.